everyone, it's HaruInKorea and Hagwon is joining us today. And today I wanted to make a video about things that you should be aware of if you're coming to work at a private school in Korea. So before we go ahead and get into this video, I just want to remind you guys that if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would greatly appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel in the coming year, and I would really appreciate all of you guys' support if you enjoy watching my videos. So if you're not subscribed, I would love if you do that before we get started. So let's go ahead and get started with the video. So I have been an English teacher in Korea since 2017, so a pretty long time. And the entire time that I have been working in Korea, I have been working at Hagwon specifically, or private schools. So this video is for teachers working at private schools or teachers who want to work at private schools. I've never worked at a public school before, so I cannot speak on anything related to public schools because I don't have any experience. So the first thing that you want to be aware of if you are coming to Korea to work at a private school is, I made a list. Make sure that you are getting 11 paid vacation days. So right now, according to the labor laws, if you're working in Korea, you should be getting 11 paid vacation days. Now, with that being said, if you are going to be working at a school that has under 5 employees, then they can offer you less than 11 vacation days. But even if you are working at a school with less than 5 employees, even though the law doesn't require the school to give you 11 paid vacation days, I think that regardless, if a school is going to be like, oh, we have less than 5 employees, so we don't have to give you 11 vacation days, that is a red flag to me.
Ma'am, miss, madam,
do not work for that school because they're just gonna take away your vacation days. Like, everybody deserves vacation days, especially teachers. So a lot of posts that I see on Facebook or on recruiting pages still have that the school is only offering 10 vacation days. If it says that, I would pass, or I would ask the poster to clarify in the comments, like, you know, the labor law says 11 days now. Is your school gonna be offering 11 days? And if they say no, pass. Red flag, don't work for that school. You are supposed to be getting 11 paid vacation days. The next thing that is very important is if you are working an 8-hour day, you should be getting an hour break uninterrupted. So usually this would be a lunch break. If you're having an hour lunch break, that means you are not eating with the kids. During your hour break, you should not be expected to be prepping, doing any type of work. It should be an hour for just you to relax, eat, leave the school if you want to. Again, make sure you are not eating with the kids. If your break involves you eating with the kids, it's not a break. Now, some schools, maybe they require you to eat with the kids and you get an hour uninterrupted break later. But personally, I worked at a school where I had to eat with the kids before. I would never do that again. Like, it wasn't just that I was watching the kids. It was that I was watching the kids eat. I had to help them clean up. And also, this is my lunchtime, so I'm expected to be able to eat during this time too. But literally, it was next to impossible to finish my lunch because I'd have to keep helping kids do all of these different things. Clean up, somebody spilled something, somebody's in a fight, somebody did this. Like, you are not going to be eating during that time. So personally for me, I would not work at a school if I had to eat with the kids again. Like, I just wouldn't work at that type of school again. So yeah, if you are working 8 hours, then you should be getting a 1 hour uninterrupted break where you are expected to do nothing except enjoy your hour. If you work 4 hours, then you're supposed to be getting a 30-minute break. The next thing that you should be aware of before coming to teach in Korea is if it is your first year teaching, do not accept less than 2.4 million won. So these days on a lot of the teaching pages, if a recruiter or a school or somebody posting for their school is posting a job, and that job is offering anything less than 2.4. So it might say, oh, we're offering 2.2. And then it'll say you can negotiate the salary if you have more experience. Or if it says something like, oh, 2.2 to 2.8, depending on experience. People in the comments call those jobs out all the time for even willing to offer somebody 2.2 or 2.3 or even less than that. Teachers in Korea are not playing around anymore. Like, they are expecting, at minimum, if it's your first year teaching, the school should be offering you 2.4. And if a job posts that it's not offering that much minimum for first year teachers, then everybody yells at them in the comments. So if it's your first year teaching or you don't have any teaching experience, then maybe 2.4 is okay in today's standards for Korea. If you have any teaching experience, whether it's in Korea or your home country, if you have a TEFL certificate, if you have a degree in teaching or education, if you have a master's degree, ask for more money. If you have experience experience working in Korea, ask for more money especially. 2.4 is a really low amount, even though that's what teachers are considering the minimum. I still think it's a low amount, especially if you are working a job like 9 to 6, something like that. 2.4 is not enough. So if you have experience or some type of degree or something that can kind of hype up your resume, I would ask for like 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. Ask for more. They offer you less. You can say no, but just ask for more. Okay, you're probably going to be doing a lot of work and you're going to deserve that money. The next thing that you should look out for and have included in your contract, I don't know if it is part of the labor laws, I'm not sure about that, but just, you know, basic decency, ask for 3 sick days minimum in your contract. Make sure it is written in your contract, because I have heard a lot of horror stories about teachers being sick and the school still makes them come to work even though they're sick. So I would just make sure you have 3 paid sick days in your contract. The next thing that I want to tell you guys to look out for is, I'm not saying that this is necessarily a red flag, but working 9 to 6, or I've seen schools that are 9 to 7 before, just know that those are really long hours for a Hagwon. Working those hours will probably make you exhausted. Everybody that I know that has worked a 9 to 6 job at a Hagwon has been exhausted. I was exhausted when I worked 9 to 6. And the reason why is because you will be probably teaching kindergarten and then elementary in the afternoon, especially if you're eating lunch with the kids. It'll seem like you have absolutely no time. Another thing to note is if you work 9 to 6, it is going to be very difficult for you to do certain errands because doctor's offices usually close by about 6. The bank is closed by 6, post office is closed by 6, and they open at 9 usually. So it's very difficult to do anything unless you go during your hour break or something. Just in my opinion, 9 to 6 is the worst shift to work in Korea because you really can get absolutely no errands done. You have no time because you are working from the time that place is open to the time that place is closed. Another thing that you should be aware of is you should ask the school or the person hiring you what the difference is between your teaching hours and your work hours. So let's say you work 9 to 6, but during that time you only have 4 40-minute classes or 5 40-minute classes, and the rest of the time is prepping time or your break or admin work, something like that. Maybe that's not so bad, but if you are working majority of your working hours, I think that's a red flag. So in your interview or before you even have an interview, maybe just ask if the person hiring or the school can specify what the teaching hours are going to be versus the working hours. And to go along with that, I would also in the interview ask them to specify if all the teaching materials are prepared. How much admin and prep work do I need to do? How often do I need to write progress reports? Do I need to be in contact with the kids' parents? I feel like those are all very important questions because I personally don't mind admin work if I have enough prep time to do it. But if it's a lot of admin work and not a lot of prep time, you're gonna be doing that work at home. Or if the school does not plan all the class materials for you and you don't have a lot of prepping time, you're going to be doing that at home, probably. So I am not a fan of working at home. I am not a fan of working without being paid. So I would just ask those questions. I personally would rather work at a school that prepares all the materials for me, or I would also be okay working at a school that doesn't if I had enough prep time. So it's just some general things that I would ask during the interview that I didn't mention already. I would ask to speak to a current teacher who works at the school. Now, with that being said, sometimes they might give you a teacher who they know will lie for them or not completely tell the truth. So do be a little weary of that. But regardless, I would still ask to speak to a current teacher before you sign the contract. I would also ask to see what the accommodations are going to be like if you're going to be taking the school's housing. Also, if you're not going to be taking the school's housing, make sure you're getting a housing stipend. If you're living in Seoul, it should be more. I'm not exactly sure. I feel like the common housing stipend for places not in Seoul, I see at about 400,000 won. For Seoul, I do know that Seoul is more expensive, so I think the housing stipend should be more, but I'm not gonna give a number for Seoul because I don't know how much houses cost in Seoul. But if you're not taking the school's housing, make sure you're getting a housing stipend. If you are gonna take the school's housing, make sure to ask them to send you pictures of what your accommodation would look like, because I had a friend who came to Korea and her school put her in a terrible place to live. There was mold, it was old, dark, cold, wet, not a good place. So yeah, just ask for pictures of your accommodation. So yeah, I hope that video wasn't too long or too confusing or too all over the place. I really wanted to kind of just make a quick video with some tips and things to be aware of before you sign a contract in Korea. Again, make sure things like your vacation days, sick days, your break time, and all of that is included in your contract, along with the other typical things like severance, half of your pension payment, half of your insurance, things like that. Also, I do want to recommend one Facebook group for you guys. The Facebook group that I want to recommend, I want to make sure I get it right, is called Best ESL Jobs Korea. This group is visible, so you should just be able to type that into Facebook and it should pop up. This group is run by admins who only allow recruiters or people to post if their job meets the labor law requirements, and also if that job is offering at minimum 2.4 for no experienced teachers. So I feel like this is a great place to look for jobs because the admins are very strong-willed and they're not letting any BS come into their Facebook group, and they will only accept job postings from jobs that follow the labor laws and have what they consider to be a minimum decent payment. With that being said, this Facebook group does also mention that if you interview with the school and the school is not upholding the labor laws or they lied about something in their posting, to let them know and they will get rid of that school. So I just feel like it's a great place to potentially look for a job that might be a little bit better than jobs you would find on other Facebook groups. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in the comment section down below. Please let me know if you guys have any other questions about teaching in Korea, again, specifically private schools, because those are the only schools that I've worked at. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please, ew, that's gross.
Well, that was a disaster. Let's try again.
If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate that, and I would love if you could help my channel grow a little bit. And yeah, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.